Alrighty. Good
Oh,
afternoon, everyone.
we got one
Wait,
guest. Benjamin's back. He's been attending all the presentations. So thank you, Benjamin, for checking in again.
mhm.
Sorry about that. Go ahead.
It's okay. Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Liz, and today we will be talking about the Central African musical artists. I will now hand it over to Myrna to explain the details.
Okay. Oh, sorry. Okay. So, Franco Luambo Macchiati was born July 6, 1938. He died October 12, 1989. He was a Congolese jazz guitarist who issued over 150 albums containing more than 1,000 songs over the course of 40 years. And he formed a decisive influence on the shape of African music and was even labeled as the king of rumba. In 1956, he helped form OK Jazz, later Teapot Jazz, a band that was to define Congolese music for decades. It's an easy blend of Cuban rumba and Congolese rhythm, and it also helped promote authentic culture. So a dominant motif in his repertoire was the often uneasy relationship between the sexes, a friction that he deplored and worked hard to alleviate. In 1988, he released a dire musical warning to his fans to avoid contracting AIDS. His own death the following year fueled rumors that he had himself died from AIDS-related complications. However, what will remain in people's minds is the incredible legacy bequeathed by Franco to both Zaire and to the world. Next one, Yulu Mabia, who was born March 3rd, 1947, in the Republic of the Congo, began his music career in Brazzaville with local groups. So in 1963, he joined Teapot Jazz as a vocalist and composer. And he released the hit Kamikaze, which was popular in Africa and among the African diaspora in Europe and North America. In 1977, he left the group for good and formed his own band called Kamikaze Loningisa, which became the most popular band in Brazzaville. However, on August 15, 2004, he suffered a stroke that left him paralyzed and in his right side. His health started to improve steadily, but has not been able to sing since. The last one, Madulu System, born May 28, 1952, and died August 11, 2007, was once a member of Teapot Jazz, which dominated African popular music in 60s, 70s, and 80s. It was Franco, the first musician had mentioned, who made a star of Madulu System, or as the big man who had dubbed him. When Franco died in 1989, Teapot Jazz ceased making music for 1 year, then came together again with Madulu as one of the leaders. He released a new album the summer of 2006, and the first impression of many listeners was that it was the finest of his career. He unfortunately collapsed Friday the 10th of August and was taken to a hospital where he had died the next morning. However, his legacy will still continue on.
Okay, so hi, my name is Simran, and I'll talk about Patience Dabani first. And she was born on January 22nd, 1941 in Congo into a musical family. She began to sing at an early age to her dad's accordion while her brother played the guitar. Her mother was a traditional singer, so Patience started singing traditional songs. She was married to the president of Gabon, Omar Bongo and Dimba, which made her the first lady of Gabon. Because of this, she was involved in many social projects such as promotion for women's rights and charities for children. Next slide. Thank you. And so after her divorce with her husband is when she successfully pursued a career in music as a Gabonese singer and musician. She wrote a song called La Conscience that her former husband used during her presidential campaign in 2005. She was able to tour Europe with James Brown because of her album Obamia, and she performed at Paris Olympia in 2001 and also sang at the finals of African Nations Cup. Okay, so next is Oliver Ngama, who was born on March 23rd, 1959 in Mayomba in Southeast Gabon. His first introduction to music was his father, who was a teacher and had a reputation of being the best harmonium player in the region. He introduced Oliver to that instrument. So while Oliver is taking classes, county classes, he joined the Compass Sound, which was a school band where he learned to play the guitar. They were able to perform at dances and balls. Oliver started concentrating on his two passions, films and music. And because of his passion for music, he landed a job with Goban TV, who sent him to Paris. And so in Paris, he was a cameraman. While he was in Paris, he was finishing up music he'd written in Goban. Oliver shared his music with Manu Lima, a well-known record producer. He was impressed by Oliver's work. Manu Lima handled Oliver's artistic direction with his first record. The album had little success at first until it hit the radio station in Africa and France, and continues to rank as a party anthem. And the album is one of the best-selling African albums to date. Okay, so next is Anifor Bechelis, and she was born on April 10, 1967 in Chichibanga, Gabon. She is a Gabonese singer, musician, and composer, combining traditional Gabonese forms of singing with jazz and blues. So during her earlier years, her grandmother gave her a taste of singing, and she was first working as a car mechanic. So she was first noticed in a television singing contest called Bonjour Music by Pierre Akinbenku, I think that's how you pronounce his name, who's a musician and composer. And he encouraged her to visit a meeting place and training course that he created called Care for des Arts in Libreville. And so she went to France in 1990, and she explored gypsy and Eastern registers and jazz. She enrolled in singing and music theory classes. She would find large engagements in choirs and created a duet with a Quebec singer. Her first album, Africa Montoit, had combinations of musical traditions that had been transmitted through her family with jazz and blues. She performed at the Rhino Jazz Festival and received the title of the Best Female Decora Awards. And because of her stance in 2009, presidential election in Gabon led her to being banned in concerts in Gabon and can no longer hear her tracks in radio or television. Right.
Hi, my name is Natalie. I'm going to be presenting artists from the Democratic Republic of Congo. The first one, his name is Papa Wemba. He was born on June 14th in 1949. He grew up during the best times for Congolese music. It was the golden age. He's known as the king of Rumba rock, and he's an expert in Congolese Rumba. His music is a combination of indigenous traditional songs with Afro-Cuban Rumba rhythms. He's known as a fashion icon because of his designer clothes and his flashy outfit choices. He started singing in the church choir after his father's death, and he was actually arrested in 2003 for smuggling refugees into Africa disguised as musicians. He was convicted in France and given a sentence there, but the Congolese government paid bail and he came back to the Democratic Republic of Congo. On April 16, 2016, he died in the Ivory Coast because he collapsed on stage from a heart attack. The next artist, his name is Icha Kavans. He was born on September 27th, 1988, again from the Democratic Republic of Congo. He came to Canada in 2002 and lived in Toronto. He joined a church choir at the age of 13 also, and in 2013, he released his first project called Second Chance. On May 14th, he was nominated for the Best Gospel Artist in African Music Magazine Awards, but he didn't win. In 2015, he was nominated for the same award and he did win. And in 2016, he won an additional award for the Best Inspirational Song in Nigeria. The final artist that I'm presenting, his name is Maitre Gims. He was born on May 6, 1986 in the Democratic Republic of Congo. He immigrated to France when he was 2 years old. His dad was actually a vocalist in the first artist that I presented, in the same band as the first artist I presented, Papa Wemba's band. His dad's name is Juna Janana. And Maitre Gims is a famous solo artist. His first solo album was released in 2013, and it's called Subliminal. He's famous for his album Mon Coeur avait raison, which was released in 2016, and it reached #1 in France and Belgium. He's collaborated with many famous singers: Sia, Maluma, Sting, Lil Wayne, and more. And we have a link to one of his music videos. I'm not sure if we can present it here, but we have it. So we were going to present it during class.
Oh, yeah, that would have been great.
Um,
You know what? So who's got the PowerPoint?
I do. I can try to pull up the.
Well, Myrna, if you can send it, can you send me the PowerPoint? And
Oh
then,
yeah, sure.
when I post the recording, I'll also post the link that you got. Is it just for one artist?
The song, yeah, it's just for one artist. The last.
Okay. Yeah, I might post some links to some of the other ones too, just to get a kind of a variety up there. Well, that was really good, really interesting. Yeah, gosh, it would have been a blast to do it in class where we could have heard all this stuff. Hey, can you do me a huge favor and go back to the very beginning real quickly?
Yeah. Let me.
You know what? I
share.
turn off the recording though, because we don't need to record this part.